All right, folks, good morning. Let's get started here. So, for today, Thursday, May 29th, we have the following information. At 8:38 a.m., we have preliminary GDP, which came in better than expected. At Also, we had unemployment claims, which came in higher than expected, 240K. We had preliminary GDP price index quarter over quarter, which came in as expected. And FOMC member Barkin was speaking as well. At 10 a.m., we'll have pending home sales, which is moderately important. 10:40 a.m., we'll have FOMC member Goolsby speaking. 2 p.m., we'll have FOMC member Kugler speaking. 4 p.m., FOMC member Daly speaking. And then that will be it. Um, Now, as far as the markets go, here's what we see so far. Now, the overnight action pretty clear. We had the markets up, gapped dramatically higher, but now are coming down. Now, part of the reason apparently for this is that the IEE, what is it? IEPA, I forgot what. Anyway, the trade court, New York, basically said that the across the board tariffs cannot be applied and they must be ended. So that might be the primary reason for the jump. But of course, as you can see here, it's fading pretty quickly. Now, I haven't seen a huge amount of detail on this story. I saw a lot of headlines about it, but I read well, not the whole thing, but I read part of like the conclusion, the summary, like the intro, and then the summary of the case that I was able to locate. But that is what the documentation says. But as far as whether or not that's the end all be all, that we'll see. So that's what we got so far. We also had Nvidia came out with earnings, which obviously were good. Markets are up. Nvidia is up. So currently up 5.53%, 16.7 million shares. NVDL is currently up 11.07% on 4 million shares. So we could put that on our list already of stocks for the pre-market. Uh, as far as yesterday, we saw two opportunities. Neither one of those worked out. SWTX, that was up 0.3%. Sorry, yesterday was up more than that. Sorry, that's up now 0.3%. It was able to it didn't even reach our target number one. It basically just did nothing after the entry, stopped us out, and that's it. Just kind of went flat for the rest of the day. And then we had TSLA, Tesla, which is which was going down at first at the beginning of the session, but then clearly reversed, and then only after the FOMC minutes came out that we see any movement. So pretty lackluster day as far as opportunities are concerned. All right, having said that, let's take a look here at what's moving in the pre-market. Now, of course, we're going to have a lot of stocks, bottom line, but actually not as many as you might think that we're going to show up on the scanner. So here are the ones that do. ALZN, number one, currently up about 148% on about 31.6 million shares. Is at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add ALZN to the list. Next up is BOSC, which is presently up about 33, let's just say 33% on 3.5 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add BOSC to our list. Next up is ELPW, which is currently down 62% on 5.6 million shares, is at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add ELPW to the list. Next up is EOSE, which is presently down 16.26% on 3.8 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add EOSE to our list. Next up is IMNN, which is presently up 16.45% on 4.2 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add IMNN to our list. Next up is MLGO, which is only 0.6%. It's not enough change there, so we'll skip that. Next up is NVTS, which is presently up 5.35%, so not up enough. Might be up later, so I'll add that to our possibilities list of things to look at before the open. PLRZ, that's currently up 26.21% on 23 million shares roughly. It's at least $1 per share. We'll go ahead and add PLRZ to our list. And next up is QUBT, which is currently up about 6.9% on 2.4 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add QUBT to our list. Next up is RGTI, which is presently up only a little bit, 0.85%, so that's not going to work. Next up, SPRO. That's currently down 5.96%, 1.7 million shares, at least $1 per share. So it's right on the cusp. I'll go ahead and add this to the list since it's so close. Now it's actually over. So, and then we'll go look at Talk. Currently at 9.12%, 1.3 million shares, roughly at least $1 per share. So TALK Talk is added to the list. Tesla currently up 2.38%. And TSLL is currently up 4.84%, so not enough for either. Lastly, we have VCIG, which is presently up 23.49% of 15.2 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we'll add VCIG to our list. And that is it for what I see in the pre-market for myself. If you folks see any other stocks, other than the ones I just posted in the chat, let me know, and we'll take a look. Okay. Let's see, ZEO. Let's take a look. Look. All right, that's currently up 76% on 43.4 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that. ZEO. NAOV. That's currently up about 45% on 23.8 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add NAOV to the list. Next up is WRD, which is up 6.16% on 1.6 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add WRD to the list. And then NVD down 10.72% on 1.8 million shares, at least $1 per share. So yep, we can add that. NVD. All right, so we'll go ahead and wrap up for today's pre-market pulse. Please be sure to like the video. I see we have 3 likes, but more than 3 people watching. So please be sure to hit that like button, which greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you get notifications. And if anyone's watching this video on a replay and you're not familiar with our company, check out fundertrading.com, our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. Other than that, for everyone as part of the coaching program, I will see you there in about 14 minutes, and we'll pick up for today's session, okay? All right, folks, have a great trading day. I'll see you for tomorrow's pre-market pulse. Take care.